At 40. All right. Let's see what's going on. All righty. Hey, everybody. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Just going to let a few more people kind of pop on in here as we get to about 10, and then I'll get started. And yeah, thanks. Yeah, guys. I mean, it's no, thank you all. If I could give everybody a big hug, that's what we did back in my day. I would just whatever you guys do, high five, just back slap, chest bump, fist in the air, man. I really, this is not a. I'm literally speechless when I got home just to check some messages, because I didn't get off till 7:30. I didn't get home till almost 8:15. I ate, and I saw the number, and I'm shocked. I never thought I would be sitting here with that many subs. My goal was 50 subs. That was a very modest goal, but that was a lot for me to just and these are real human beings. These are not I guess people can pay for some. I don't know how you do that, but people say you can pay. You all are real human beings, and there are 700 of you that have subbed to this channel. I don't that is, I mean, I'm speechless at this point. Thanks everybody. I mean, I don't know what else to say. DJ Spartan God, man, I appreciate you being here. Don't call me Danny, thank you. And again, this is short notice. I did not plan this. My next podcast is going to be Wednesday, and because I got to work again, I'm going back, hitting the floor tomorrow, doing my 12. Support gaming, thank you very much, man. And let me thank, big special shouts out to guys like Trey BK and who've actually donated to help a brother out when I'm trying to put something together. Trey BK also donated so I could get the Elite Dangerous, where I can land on the planets. Just huge shout out to, it's incredible when you see the amount of lunacy on Twitter. And shout out to Randall Thor. Randall Thor did a great video on the whole Spider-Man thing, and he really said a lot of stuff that's pertinent. And everybody needs to go watch that video. I listened to it on my way home, and but everybody listen to that video. Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, Robert McLeod. Yeah, J-Dog. I do remember J-Dog was actually watching me stream Mafia 3. And he was just cracking up because I was trying to play. I didn't know how to play the game and look at the chat at the same time. I hadn't developed that skill yet. So something that was very basic, I was getting murdered, trying to do. Thank you, Uncompetitive. Yeah, J-Dog has been here. Trey BK, yeah, give Trey BK a big round of applause. I mean, he's one of the good guys. I'm serious. Him. There's big shouts out, man, to guys like, I had a long conversation on PlayStation Network with a Supersonic Wolf. Big shout out to Wolf for just being himself. Good guy. Provided me with some really good information about Marvel and Microsoft. I knew it, I heard it, and I couldn't remember where I heard it. But yeah, big shout out to Wolf for that. Big shout out to J-Dub City. Good guy, family man, gamer. I mean, makes me happy to be a geek, and to know that there's 700 people out there who want to just know. And again, it's not 700 gamers. There's all kinds of people that are subbed to the channel. There's mostly comic book movie people, though. I mean, that's keep it 100% with you all. I say about 60% breaks towards the. That's why I talk. I try to bring in movies and stuff like that because a lot of them are listening. And so, big shout out to everybody. Joe Robinson, how you doing, young man? So yeah, Randall Thor's video. Everybody needs to go watch that. I mean, I learned a whole lot from that. So so what's that now? Yeah. Yeah, but we're three. Yeah, I mean it's incredible. Yeah, Simon, Jared, how you doing, man? Disinfect Enemy in the house, man. You guys are always here. Man, appreciate you guys being here. Brandon Lewis, how you doing, young man? Quantez the gamer, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Time goes by quick. Yeah. Mark Woodland, how you doing? Man, just everybody. Yeah, I did meant to pull up the whole listing thing there and just go down the list, but just everybody that has sub. SARS, great man. I can't believe it. Thank you all. I mean, appreciate everybody being here. Fatal, yeah. Big shout out to Fatal Mephisto. He's one of the reasons why I went to the store and picked up the Blue microphone. And shout out to Blue and how I was able. I didn't know how this thing even worked. I remember I bought it and I asked the girl at the checkout. I'm sorry, I asked the girl in the computer department. I said, "Is this plug and play?" And she said, "Yeah, everything is plug and play now." She said it'll plug in and then just follow the directions. I'm like, "Well, even I can do that." And I remember still to this day doing my first mic check on YouTube, and just wow, So, Honey Hot Sauce, how you doing? I believe Honey Hot Sauce. Aren't you a guy? I just want to make sure. I don't want to call you anything. I don't want to call you out your name. So, anyone wants my laugh their ass, I'll go read Xbox 5 reasons I own an Xbox. The number one reason I own an Xbox is because you want one. That's it. You don't owe anybody an explanation. So, but yeah, I just big shout out to everybody. I mean, I'm extremely humble because there's so many people out there with content, and I don't have great production content because I don't know how to do that. I still don't know how to upload and edit videos. Everybody says it's easy, but I'm hearing people say it takes 7 hours, 8 hours to edit and do stuff. And I don't have that kind of time. So we'll go ahead and something I was going to do a while ago is add moderators and stuff like that. So but just wow, a big shout out to Savage Uger. I think I saw you in the chat. Thanks for coming on again on the other night on short notice. You all, big shout out to Savage because I think he said he didn't get off work until like right before that podcast or something like that, or he was scheduled to get off work right before that podcast, and he came in and helped out a lot. So big shout out to him. Yeah, Simon Jared. Yeah, I saw that uncompetitive. So yeah, appreciate it. So yeah, you can all be over there watching the BGST thing. And I mean, again, this is not about me. This is about what you guys like and don't like, and how you can see through the BS and call BS. So yeah, I listen to Fatal. Savage brother, anytime, brother. So big shout out to again, the Fatal. I heard Fatal on I get he was on J Wags. Shout out to J Wags. Everybody that listens to him. J Wags had a video. I was listening to him this morning, man. I guess where like the lights, something that happened, he couldn't upload videos, a podcast, and shout out to Fatal for going on there saying that in 2014, Microsoft said what they were going to start doing, and now they're doing it. People are mad. It's just like, you know what? He's right. People don't listen. They have selective hearing. So, 95. Well, I'm getting it. It could be a 59. I was gonna get God of War no matter what. So Joe Feliciano, how you doing, young man? So Xbox tree fitty. So look, the Xbox is not a bad box. So you know, yeah, and Randolph Thor's right. And the next, but you all should know this by now. If that game gets a high Metacritic score, you're going to see people just go full retard and just be ready for that. You know, they will go full retard. So, but I understand why they're doing it now, whereas before I did not understand it. So yeah, but what else was big in gaming news today? Because I was off work. So anything good happened today in gaming? All right, who liked that new Han Solo trailer? Please tell me you all saw the Han Solo trailer, the new one. That looked straight fire. So that looks straight fire. So please tell me you saw the new Han Solo trailer. So yeah, Brandon's right. Yeah, the Xbox for what I use it for is fine. You know, I just yeah, shout out to Brandon Lewis. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad console. So you're on the fence, guys. Look, I'm a shout out to not Worry Wart. Was it Red Dragon? Look, if you are a power person, let me make this clear. If you're a power guy or gal, just get game on a PC. Okay, I saw Far Cry 5 running 1440p, high settings, whatever that means. At this, and the dude had it running at about 90 to 100 frames per second. I mean, I actually played that for. I got to play it for like 15 minutes. I got in a helicopter, or so. I got in a helicopter, and then I took the helicopter up as far as I could go in it, and then I parachuted out. So, the solo looked okay. I liked it a little bit better. Yeah, I agree with Vic K DD96. I thought it looked pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get me an advanced C. So everybody's gonna go see it for Donald Glover. Maybe not. What article? So God of War 4K demo looks next level on 4K TV. I say it probably does. You got a first party studio getting their hands on that IP. So, and it's a risk. It's a risk because it's a. Are you on the fence for Solo? I'd say it's a matinee movie. It looked pretty good. I mean, look, what I saw, it looked. I'm gonna go see it. I've gone from. I mean, I was gonna go see it anyway. You all know that, but I went from being kind of low expectation to mid. Now I've got mid to high expectations for it. So. Yeah, Far Cry, again, the third-party developers are using the machines to do exactly what they need to do. So, okay, I thought Black Lightning came on Monday night. There is some zombie show on called iZombie. What are you kids watching? Straight garbage. Garbage. So, let me try to find something. Oh man, it's Monday night. I don't know what's on. So yeah. Now what I saw Far Cry. It's Tuesdays. Okay. Well, I'm trying to get back into Black Lightning, even though it looked like straight. I watched the first 3 episodes and they were trash, straight trash. You know. So I was trying to get back into it. Now, somebody, what's Far Cry 5? I heard it's the #1 selling game. What system is it selling more on? I mean, that's the power I'm going to talk about. So I got you. Reason number 2 to get an Xbox is price. Again, if it's not a bad price for what you do, all right, for what it does. I mean, again, I didn't pay $500 for mine. You all know that. So you all know that. So for me, it's fine. But you know, we'll get more into that here. Yeah. So You would try Legion. Yeah, that's got a pretty loyal following. I'm not seeing it though. Infinity War week after God of War. Yeah, and then after Infinity War, you got wait a minute. Yeah, you got Infinity War, then Deadpool, then Solo. It all within like a 6-week period. So Walking Dead is the only zombie series you watch. You know, I've never seen an episode of Walking Dead. Never have seen, and the guy who drew the comic book, he's from Kentucky. So so I like Far Cry 2 better than Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is they took the best elements out of every Far Cry and just put it into this game. It's a good game. I mean, you know, it's repetitive. If you can get caught up in the story, and that's where the whole repetitive thing comes down. And I know I stream Elite Dangerous, and when I stream Elite Dangerous, people are like, "Well, this looks like you're spinning around." I'm like, "Well, you are in a way because you're in space." But what I like, what you're seeing me do in Elite Dangerous, because there's 3 different paths you can take in Elite Dangerous. You can be a smuggler. That's what I'm doing. I'm smuggling information around, and it's strengthening different coalitions within space. Okay, so because my goal is to, you know, so I'm doing that. Now, there's another way you can go straight piracy. But my ship, but in order for you to do piracy, you need to go out with like at minimum 3 people so you can start blowing up ships and getting their parts. So, yeah, the AI, yeah. Again, Forza 7's a great looking game, but it's not a great racing game, okay? I mean, again, it's the best looking racing game on Xbox. Okay, but it's not a great racing game because the AI is garbage. Okay, so whereas the AI in Gran Turismo, it's a lot harder. You gotta set guys up in Gran Turismo, meaning that there's certain ways you want to drive. You want the car in front of you to adjust to what you're trying to do. Then you got to try to do something totally different, but you're setting him up, whether it's to pin him in the turns or get right on his hip in the turn and blast out faster and use him to rub. I mean, you can do that. That's a way to race. I mean, I'm not talking about running the guy off the road. I'm talking about just rubbing, you know. So, but yeah, Forza not one. It ain't doing that. So, you know, but again, I digress. As long if you like it, I love it. So, indie comic called Dead World. I have not. So throw some movies and movie questions in there, guys. I'm geared up for some movie talk. So you missed the African setting for Far Cry 1. Yeah, I mean Ghost Recon Wildlands, if it's more stealth based, I'll be happy with it. So Savage, how's Nino Kuni 2 Nino Kuni 2 going? Oh, uncompetitive. You don't have to apologize to me. I mean, you're good, man. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm not knocking it. Like I said, if you like it, I love it. Okay, best racer. I never played Drive Club, but I take your word for it. So you have nearly up to 100. Well, Honey Hot Sauce. They may or may not have something like Game Pass. I mean, right now I can't find XCOM on Game. I can't remember if it was Game Pass. So it's gone. So I don't know if I can still play it. I'm gonna have to try that tonight before I go to bed. So you play RPGs most of the time. Yeah, my 360 it was heavy RPG. Skyrim, Oblivion, stuff like that. So Ghost Recon's Wildlands is garbage. I didn't think it was garbage. I didn't like the fact that it didn't have a lot of stealth. So, so the TV show or the comic book. The guy who drew the comic book is from Kentucky. I've actually met him at the comic book stores. Yeah, I heard the weather effects are really good. Yeah, look. I like GT Sport. But it's not for everybody. I mean, that's a heavy racing simulator, meaning that everything you're doing is going to have some kind of effect. So I liked Ghost Recon's story. I just didn't like the fact that what's going on, One Name Shadow. I just didn't like the fact that it wasn't stealth based. I mean, it's a Tom Clancy game. It should all be. It's still on Game Pass. All right, well, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. So they should have mastered 4K 1080p 60. They have mastered 1080p 60. They just they didn't have to do it. So and again, if you're a power guy, go to get a PC. You can get a cheap PC to do 1080p 60. So yeah, I like my XCOM. Yeah, I hope they keep XCOM on there for good. And I talked to Microsoft yesterday because I was having trouble with my SSID, and I had to do something called a hard reboot on the Xbox. Like hold the square button. I had to hold the little bit mo button for 10 seconds. So you can't get into racing games. I mean, I understand. It's a niche. It's a niche thing. But see, Gran Turismo in college, I think was it Gran Turismo 3? We would build we were in college and we were during finals week, because you have finals week. You may have like me. I did a final Monday. I did 2 finals Monday, 1 on Tuesday. Didn't do anything on Wednesday. Then I took my my other final on Thursday. Like Thursday, you could. The professor walked into the classroom at 7:45. And I walked in, and you have all day to take your final, like all damn day. And but we would go take a final, and the next final wouldn't be, you got all day to take it. So you'd be studying or something like that for your final, and so we would play Gran Turismo. So that's what we would do. So are you looking for it? Yeah, me again, Mark. Yeah, Detroit Become Human is my #1 game. That was my most anticipated game this year. Not God of War, not Spider-Man, not Far Cry 5, not Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter. I don't even think Monster Hunter was on my top 10 list. But yeah, I'd much rather if I like games like Detroit more than I would like a game called. More than I would like Spider-Man. And there's nothing wrong with Spider-Man. I'm buying Spider-Man as well. So doing Gran Turismo 2, first time you play with a Ferrari on the basic course. Yeah. Gran Turismo 3 had Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz on there. Well, I love that. So if PlayStation allows you to change your name, it'll be a crime. I don't know why that's such a big deal, but all right. I just went with the name. That PlayStation gave me. I just kept putting in stuff, and then it was like, oh, okay, here you go. So, where do I think the Soul Gem is? I still think the Soul Gem is in Wakanda, but that's a great question. So, and I think it needs a soul in it, and I think it's gonna have Loki's soul in it. I think that's what's gonna be trapped in it. But we'll have to wait and see. There's gonna be I'm gonna do a speculation show on who dies. It's gonna be total speculation, like that white paper thing that we did the other day. Total speculation. So yeah, and also they could have put the Soul Gem in Wakanda. Ryan Coogler had access to it, but Ryan Coogler wanted to concentrate on vibranium. He said, the vibranium thing is enough for him. So Monster Hunter World was like a sleeper hit. I wouldn't call that a sleeper. That game had major marketing. So marketing deals ain't gonna make a difference. Okay. Marketing helps. Marketing deals do help, but what kind of help are you talking about? So yeah, I guess if you named yourself something like that, yeah, I guess I can see why you want one. So you have the Thrustmaster's wheel, but no vibration. So you got what is that the T84 or something like that? Yeah. It's only like $90, but you don't have force feedback. Wakandan tech is yeah, Wakanda, I think they said is 150 years ahead of everybody else with this their military tech. They're over 200 years ahead with their medical tech. So, because but again, they have kinetic energy. They have their vibranium. It can be crafted. It's the most malleable stuff. Remember what Ultron said? The most malleable metal in the universe, and you all use it to make a frisbee. So, you're fine, Tudor. So, God of War footage league. Detroit Become Human was your most until the God of War. Yeah, well, I mean, both are very good. Both look very good. So you're getting Call of Duty Black Ops 4 for your ex. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't like hey Brandon, like I said, bro, if you like it, I love it. I mean, I don't know why people are so tore up about the X. I mean, it's doing exactly what they said it was going to do. There's a Black Panther show done by. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't know that. That cartoon, actually, they put it back on right before the movie. Like they put all the episodes back on before the movie. Now I think they're off again, but right before the movie, the week of the movie, you could watch all the episodes. Yeah, I think it was what 7 episodes. Assassin's Creed Origins, Battlefield 5. Yeah, yeah. I mean, all those games sold better on the on the PlayStation. Yeah. I don't know if there's any multi-plats that sold better on the Xbox. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not. I just don't. Nothing jumps off of my head. You can find it on YouTube. Yeah, oh, you still can? Okay, all the episodes because I know at one point episode 6 wasn't on. You couldn't find it. So yeah, yeah, superb writing. Yeah, it was one of the best written cartoons I've seen. Yeah, somebody asked me some Marvel questions. That's fine. It's your typical story about the angry, bitter black woman. So, if that's the kind of story you want to watch, that's Tyler Perry though is spelt his name wrong. But Tyler Perry, they used part of his set for Black Panther. They used part of his set for Black Panther. I don't know if you all knew that or not. Uh, Xbox F? I haven't heard of that. So watch A Quiet Place. Yeah, don't spoil that. Yeah, that was much better than a lot of people thought. So I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed it. It's very Alfred. If you like Hitchcockian type of tales, this is one of the best ones. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it. Yeah. Oh, Fatal, you watched Black Panther yesterday? So you thought the CGI was horrible? What do you think about the story? So Fatal got to run down to the store. Anybody else got any Black Panther questions? Or did everybody go see Black Panther? Any questions about it? I mean, because how does he fit into the Marvel universe? How does Wakanda overall fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? So, well, I don't think the Xbox failed. I think it was I think it underperformed. So, I liked Agents of Shield. The problem is that when it got announced, Agents of Shield was people thought you were going to see Tony Stark and all that, and that's not what they ever promised. With that said, Disney never came out and made a statement saying that that's what we were going to get. You know what I'm saying? Disney never came out and said that. So, and people it led. I mean, people had websites, all this speculation. Click, 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 clickbait, and bam, then the show came out and it was got it. And so they showed Lady Sif on there one time, and they showed Samuel L. Jackson. So are you just trolling? Okay. Yeah, I know. Fatal got to go to the store. He's rated as Jay and Silent Bob. Okay. So, okay, Chris Colbert. Yeah, that's cool. Well, if for anybody who doesn't know, Black Panther, the movie, it's the #3 domestic movie of all time in the United States. It just knocked off Titanic. So T'Challa didn't do it for you. Okay. Well, he came down right in the middle. He's not a separatist like his father, but he's not a warmonger like Eric. Okay, so he came right down in the middle. But I understand. Yeah, he's pretty basic. Yeah, gotta get the bags of milk. Eric is the best Marvel villain. Yeah, yeah, him and Loki. Yeah, yeah, him and Loki. So, but yeah, they've. Well, I mean, yeah, he was right. He's balanced. Yeah, so because he's got some Killmonger tendencies, but he's got his dad's wisdom. So they gave you Deathlock and Ghost Rider, so you love that show. Oh, you're talking about Agents of Shield? Yeah. So I think Microsoft putting Sea of Thieves on Game Pass and $30 Decay knee jerk reaction, no info. Well, I mean, State of Decay is getting good reviews from the people that went out to PAX East. So that's all we can do is wait. T'Challa managed to be blander than Everett K. Ross. Oh, he's a king, so he can't be. Remember what he said to Shuri when he looked at the Black Panther outfits? One was gold, one was silver, and he says tempting, but the key is not to be noticed. So he's he's king of a country that nobody even knew about. So, but I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying. They made all those characters flawed. Okay, there's no perfect character. Okay, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, everybody's flawed. Everybody's flawed at a base level. Everybody's flawed. So. People forget what he allowed to happen with Zemo. Well, remember, yeah, he captured Zemo, then he gave him to the to the government. So yeah, I think it's overhyped and overrated. Okay, well, it made a lot of money. So the hype was real though, because I got on that hype train. You all know me, and I would have felt like I would have had an epic fail if that movie had been garbage. But I was lucky. It was very well done. Good director, great cinematography, great producers. Great soundtrack. I don't know if you all checked out that soundtrack by Kendrick Lamar. My God. So, anybody else get any Marvel questions? I mean, you all are. Well, let's get into the entitlement thing. All right. So, because I figured this out, and I was going like to see a Spawn game come out. Well, I mean, you might. Depends on how Spider-Man does. So, Spider-Man is kind of get the wrong writing. Monarch super powered by flowers. Well, the flowers are laced with vibranium, so so But I understand what you're saying. He appears in Ready Player One. Yeah, that's true. I thought there was a Spawn game back in the day. Maybe I'm wrong. So, yeah, Suicide Squad's trailer was good too. Our trailer, it's a soundtrack. Yeah, you're right. It was good. So yeah, I gave you credit. Yeah, you're right about that one. Yeah, big shout out. Yeah, that was an underrated, and I didn't care for that movie, but yeah, because everybody talked about that Harley Quinn, and I'm like, yeah, this is garbage. Harley Quinn is trash. So, you like the Black Panther movie though? You just think it's caused. Black cast reckoning that it was overhyped or not? Well, I mean, a black cast, I mean, like The Color Purple had a predominant black cast, but did not have a black director. It was Steve Spielberg, I think, directed The Color Purple, which was, again, one of the best movies you can watch. Spielberg at his best, actually. But yeah, Spielberg, yeah, The Color Purple, yeah, I mean, they had Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey should have won an Oscar. She was nominated for an Oscar. Hmm. Yeah, I like the Enchantress. People were tearing that down. I'm like, no, that was cool. You know, to see a witch. I mean, that's not been done before. So pretty much she was a witch. So yeah. Well, one day William will be the king. So yeah, there you go. You want Capcom to make a Spawn game? All right, that'd be different. Well, I think there's other games that are lining up. If Spider-Man does well, then you'll see other character video games outside. And remember with Spider-Man, okay, the Spider-Man story that you're going to see has nothing to do with the MCU, even though there's going to be MCU stuff in the Spider-Man game. But they're not going to have anything to do with the MCU, nothing at all. So this is Insomniac. That was one of their things. They were like, they wanted to make the game, but they wanted to use their own story, and Sony had to sign off on that. And then once they got the storyboard down, that's when Sony gave them their check to make the game. So Harley Quinn let Nightwing smash. So I did not know that. So Batman beat Harley Quinn, animated movie, best of that. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lincoln. Yeah, let me make you a sub, bro. Hey, Lincoln, I think you were number 700, man. So big shout out to you for doing that. I appreciate it, man. Giving a brother a shot. Thanks. And you all go sub to Lincoln Clay. He's a good dude, man. Got a lot of good knowledge. Y'all need to, listen to us old folks every once in a while. You know, we got some good ideas. And we will tell you all to get off our lawn, though. You know what I'm saying? So now Spawn could exist in the Spawn could in theory exist in with Daredevil and those guys, okay? So so in theory. So yeah, yeah, get off my lawn. So thanks, Danny. Yeah, it's over. I'm overwhelmed by it. So seriously, I mean, I did not know that it happened, and I got home just to check some email, and I saw that number. I was like, what? So yeah, I appreciate it. So turned up The Last Jedi. I like The Last Jedi, but I've been paying attention to what but I know a lot of inside baseball. That's all right. Inside baseball, that's what we say. That's like insider talk on what's going on behind the scenes. And I knew a whole lot of insider baseball about The Last Jedi. I think a lot of people just didn't know. And again, so the movie that they saw, they don't understand that Luke Skywalker's story is over. It's over. It ended in Return of the Jedi. And they thought that Luke Skywalker's story was going to continue. It's like, no. Luke's job was to never rebuild the Jedi Order. That was always going to be somebody else's job. So it is selling. Yeah, it's selling. I bought it. I got that some bitch in 4K. I mean, they got to put the other one in 4K. That's what I'm waiting on. But yeah, I liked it. You think well, that lightsaber battle when they were in the in Snoke's throne room. I mean, you talk about it, you can feel the heat coming off those lightsabers. So later, Tudor. So I don't know if I'll make 1,000. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get into the entitlement thing. So, all right. So everybody take yourselves back to what I told you that Bill Gates and Steve Jobs argued about. And just to recap that, Bill Gates was in a full-throated argument with Steve Jobs. It's hard to tell this story on other podcasts because there's other people there wanting to talk. But basically, all right, long story short, Bill Gates, all right, Steve Jobs found out Bill Gates had stolen the Windows program right underneath his damn nose. And once Steve Jobs, we went to go confront Bill Gates. And, Steve Jobs said that, hold on, I got a movie question. Anyone have Infinity War concerns? The movie is I'm not. I'm ready. I'm ready to go watch that now. They called me up right now and said you can come up here and screen it. I go to work tired as hell. Now, what I don't like is that it's 2 hours and 36 minutes plus previews, guys. Plus previews. You're looking at a 3-hour movie, so be ready to clear your schedule to go watch that movie. Okay, that movie that is going to be a 12 o'clock movie for me. I'll go see it at 12. I'll go see it at 3:45 because it's a long movie. So George Lucas planned on doing 3 films, which turned into 3 trilogies, which he could only afford to do episodes 4 and 5, 4 through 6. Well, remember, they barely had enough money to make 4. 4 took 7.5 years to make back in the day. You think Lucas ended the story arcs early? No, I mean his story. How he had Leia fall in love with Solo. He had Leia. And he had Luke turning his father back into a Jedi. The Return of the Jedi ain't got nothing to do with Luke. It's everything about Vader. It's about Anakin Skywalker returning to be a Jedi. So, yeah, Brandon, it's a dang long movie. Yeah, you just get yourselves ready for that shit. And here's the hard part. Here's the hard part. You're going to have an issue, a bathroom issue, because this movie is in 3 sections, and all 3 sections are important. So I'm telling you right now, don't take nothing to drink in there. Don't drink nothing. Just go in there, sit down dry, and let it roll. Okay, just be ready. Empty the bladder before the movie. So, so Luke might have been given more to do in episode 7 had Lucas been involved. No, I mean, Luke's story ended in episode 6. That was the end of Luke's arc. Okay, Luke left the farm, went into space, and his story arc was him finding out who his father was, him coming to terms with who his father was, and then him returning his father back to being a good man. That was Luke's story, okay? Leia's story is she got born, she got raised, she became the symbol of the rebellion, okay? And that was her story. She fell in love and gave birth to what was supposed to be the next Jedi, but Ben didn't go that way. Okay, so it went left. Episode 6 was about Episode 6 is about Luke turning Vader back. Yeah, that's exactly right. Get a porta potty machine. Yeah, just get ready. I mean, that's all I can say. Get mentally ready going into that movie, your body and mind. You can hold it. We all know how to do it, but you got to go in there dry. You guys know that. I mean, you got to go dry, and there gonna be people getting up and stuff like that, man. They're gonna be hurt, and make sure you stay after the movie because you're gonna have at least 2 cutscenes, major cutscenes. You should get a Captain Marvel cutscene, and remember, Ant-Man and Wasp are coming out in July. I think that's a July movie, so everybody's talking about that movie. So, still got all 3 of those VHS. Yeah, the old saying, "Be kind and rewind." The 3 Star Wars movies, yeah, I do too. I mean, I've got all the Star Wars movies, and I've got Close Encounters of the Third Kind in VHS, Beta. I've got it in regular DVD, all three versions. I've got it in Blu-ray, all three versions, and now I got the 4K, all three versions. So, yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time, right there. So, all right, let me get into this word because this is important. And this is what's happened with the Xbox guys. And I kind of got thrown off my story. So, yeah, Deadpool 2 is coming out. All right, so Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they're in their full-throated argument. Steve Jobs throws his fist down, says, damn it, Bill, I don't give a damn what you do. Apple stuff is better. At which in time, Bill Gates turns around and says, so what, Steve? Microsoft, we got more stuff, so we'll control the market. Okay. But I want you all to understand this because this is something that I missed, okay? Because I thought it was all about, and this is my mistake, and I'm guilty as hell of this, is that my mistake was thinking that, okay, we figured out here, what I thought I had figured out and what I had passed to you all was that the systems came out in 2013. One was more powerful than the other one, but one was cheaper. That's why it sold, and they all fell under the banner of 720p, 900p. It's the game, blah blah blah. So they came up with these media bias, and shout out to Jay Fonz who put together that clip on his podcast about how tough the media was on Sony last gen. So ultimately, and shout out to Ash and Luca because she even said, I believe it, she said on her podcast, whoever is the dominant leader in the marketplace is going to get the coverage that they want. So, so watch you chat. What's that? But so ultimately what happened though was that what I was doing was I thought, oh, okay, if you take the truth to these guys and not be a smart ass, okay, not being silly, say, no, look, here's exactly what happened, that you know what, it would change some minds and stuff like that. And ultimately, I was wrong about that, okay? Because the word that I was missing, and I figured this out when I was listening to Randall Thor's video, and the word is entitlement. Okay, now how did I come up with this? Well, I like U.S. history. It's one of my favorite subjects of all time. So, and it's also an easy subject because the United States is one of the youngest countries in the world. So, so how did I come to entitlement? All right. You all know Richard Nixon, if you all don't know, he resigned from the White House, disgraced. So Nixon is famous for 3 quotes. Now, I know the first 2 It's the first quote is, I'm not a crook. Okay? Everybody knows that one. All right. You also should know Nixon said, I didn't do anything wrong and I'll never do it again. All right. So, and his third and one very famous quote that's under the radar is he said, when the president, all right, yeah, the Watergate scandal. Yeah, I was getting to that, Brandon. All right, so Watergate is a hotel that the Democrats was a Democratic headquarter, and Nixon ordered some of his goons in there to break in and find out what the Democrats were doing. All right, so they get, basically, long story short, they get caught. All right, they get their asses caught. So so when Nixon was being interviewed by Frost, and if you don't believe this, you can watch the Frost Nixon tapes on YouTube, okay? And if you're too lazy to do that, you can go rent the movie Frost Nixon. And so, are you bootleg it or whatever these kids are doing? So Nixon looked like a crook, yeah, yeah. So he tells Frost. So when Frost asked him during the interview, you don't think ordering men to go into to breaking and entering into a hotel is wrong? And he said, as president, it's not wrong because it's a presidential order. Okay. So that Okay, so that's what happened in 2013, guys. Here I was. I mean, again, so I was wrong. I mean, I wasn't 100% wrong, but I was wrong about what binds the Xbox community together. I always thought it was over this whole 1080p, 720, whatever. That's part of it. But the biggest part, and what I want you all to understand going forward, whenever you see these guys make stupid comments on Twitter, on you, whatever, on YouTube, I'm not saying to engage them or something like that. I'm certainly not going to anymore. But I want you to understand something. Go back to what Steve Jobs said. Steve Jobs said, "What's going on? Fat man is back." All right. What's going on, Ryan? So Steve Jobs said what? I don't care what you do. Apple stuff is better. Okay. So what you have here is the same thing. They didn't care what Sony came out with. They didn't care that Sony had a cheaper system. They think Microsoft stuff is better because it's Microsoft stuff. That's it. Okay, so let's start right there. They already think Microsoft stuff is better. So what's the first thing they do is they don't care that the games are 720 stuff. Well, that's fine and competitive, but Apple still has more. Microsoft has more stuff. When you think of Apple, do you think of computers or do you think of iPhone? And when you think of Microsoft, you think of software. So in theory, you're right. I'm not here to say Apple stuff is worse. I'm saying that it didn't matter because Microsoft had more stuff. So, but they've so what has happened? I got you. You bought a TV instead. Okay. So what has happened is this. Now let's apply entitlement, which I've got entitlement down here in the in this section. Entitlement is the fact of having a right to something. Full entitlement to fees and maintenance should be offered. Synonyms, right, prerogative, claim. Okay, remember that word claim, and remember the fact of having a right to something. Okay, more the amount to which a person has a right. Okay, annual leave entitlement, right, prerogative, claim. More. Remember these words. The belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. Okay. So remember that going forward, okay? Remember that going forward. Now let's look at their history. Okay, so again, it didn't. So they believe the Microsoft brand is just better. Period. Okay, I'm not. This is it. This is unlocking that key. This is that door in Resident Evil 2 that you could never get into. Here's me unlocking the key, and we're gonna both walk through the door together. Okay. So we walked through the door together, and because we picked up the key called entitlement, now we've got into there. Now we're in the room. So the Microsoft people, guys or gals, whatever you want to call it, they have a sense of entitlement. They believe that whatever Microsoft makes is better. Okay, that's that. So at their core, they didn't understand 720p, 900p. You know, they tore down 1080p. They tore down the fact that Sony had more games. Remember that, because the sense of entitlement that Microsoft stuff is better. Forget, and that's it. They had a sense of entitlement. So let's keep walking further through the door. That's our first foot. Let's go 2 feet in now, okay? Look at what just happened this past week with Spider-Man, okay? Okay. Take the sense of entitlement. All right. They believe that here it is. They believe that when the Xbox X came out, that because the Xbox X had 6 T-flops, because it was all the games were supposed to look and run better on the X, okay? That gave them, and so they went out and bought it, okay? Now, remember the first group of people that they went after was who? The people who bought the Xbox One S. Forget about the Sony guy. They went after the people who had the Xbox One S. They didn't give a damn that that's still a Microsoft product. It was, you all are cheap. You all are lazy. You all don't want to step up. You're holding us back. I mean, pick your metaphor. Why though? Why did they say that? Well, one, because they're full retard, but yeah, it's a sense of entitlement. They think, oh, if you get the X, everything is going to be so much, and okay, that's a sense of entitlement. So let's look at what happens. And shout out to Randall Thor because he brought this up in his podcast. Okay, he brings it up in his podcast, not his podcast, his thing he did today, his upload. I'm sorry, his upload today. Every time a game came out on the Sony system that they want, but they don't get a chance to have, the sense of entitlement kicks in. Okay? It's Microsoft should have this game on their console. So it doesn't matter which game it is. I mean, because again, you've got Nintendo out here who's got games that are, you know, the Mario games, they have real high scores. You got the Zelda game, real high scores. You do not see them emailing Nintendo or tweeting or whatever these kids are doing, saying, "Oh well, how come we don't have this game on the X?" You see what I'm saying? The Xbox, again, because it was a Microsoft product, and they had convinced themselves that the power narrative is why Sony won this generation. All untrue, by the way. But the X gave them a sense of entitlement. Go back and look at some of the tweets that Insomniac is getting, okay? This, you know, how dare you keep this off the X? I mean, again, these are not stuff that I'm making up, and you know it. I mean, and people have screenshotted and showed it to you guys, okay? So I saw that, Fatal, very, very clever, very clever. So so they have a sense of entitlement. So because they have a sense of entitlement, they feel that even though, again, Sony owns the Spider-Man IP, they bought it in 1998 for $7 million. That's a fact, okay? Even though Sony owns that IP, because they have a sense of entitlement, they feel it should be on their system, okay? Period. So, you know, I mean, and now, so when you deal with them, if you choose to deal with them, that's the problem. So, but dude, Halo Storm, I am not fighting the console war. That is a dead subject to me. So the word is entitlement. You know, oh, we have the most powerful console. We're entitled to these games. Okay, we're entitled. That's why the complaining is actually happening. Okay, there's other stuff too, but this is why. It's because they believe Microsoft stuff is just better at the core. Just like Steve Jobs believed Apple stuff was better at the core. He didn't give a damn what Microsoft was doing. Okay. And Bill Gates said, well, again, so what? Microsoft has more stuff. Okay. So the man with the gold makes the rules. And again, it's not that Apple is terrible. They're $1 billion company too, but they don't control any of their markets. You know, their phones are second to Android. Now they control more than Windows. Those Windows phones are not doing well at all. So now I uncompetitive, and I disagree with him on that. So, but my point here is that my point here is that they have a sense of entitlement. So they bought the Xbox because they actually believe Xbox is just the superior product. Okay, so they were finding things to like. Now go back to 2013. Remember when we first all had our smart TVs, and when you hit that little smart button, you know, on the Samsung or whatever TV you had. I had a Samsung. I hit my smart button, and Hulu and YouTube and Netflix and whatever popped up. Well, they were bragging about that on the Xbox One. It's like, dude, your smart TV does that. But again, them feeling the Xbox is the superior, is the better console, okay? It's because Microsoft put it out. So since Microsoft put it out, they believe it's the better console. It doesn't matter that it was Sony at this point. You know, they don't like the fact that it's Sony, but they want, and Sick Humor said this, They want what Sony has, and they have a sense of entitlement. Now go back and look at those tweets. Throw everything out. Remember everything I just said, and remember they're the ones that are tweeting out, "We deserve this game. This is anti-consumer." And again, the reason they're doing that, they're not doing that to Nintendo. Now I can see if they were doing it to Nintendo, but they're not doing it to Nintendo because they don't want those games. That sense of entitlement doesn't kick in with Nintendo, but it kicks in with Sony. Okay, it kicks in. They were saying that Hellblade's coming out and No Man's Sky. So these are two PlayStation games. It's like, no, those are just games. Okay, No Man's Sky doesn't say PlayStation exclusive on it. I showed that to you all the other day. So, but the sense of entitlement of the games, we should get the games. Remember what I'm saying to you now. We should get the games, okay? Those games should be on our console. That's the sense of entitlement. That's just a fact. Like I said, the console war is over. I mean, good God. I mean, so people got to get over it. It's done. I don't talk about it anymore. Like I said, my last NPD report was in January about December's NPD because that was it was in December about November's NPD because that's the one where the X came out and it lost. And I'm like, all right, I'm not talking about NPD anymore, and I have it. Now people bring it up in the chat and I'll talk about it a little bit, but it's not, you'll never see NPD on my subject line ever again. I'm not talking about it. And I haven't talked about it. It's not been on my, I don't think I've had us talk about that this year on my line, but I may have. But if I have, I'm not talking about it no more. Okay, I'm not. So that's what's complicated things. So when they go into comment sections, it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, look, I'm telling you right now, and I got to give a shout out to Weapon Wheel because the whole negative thing, that's going to stop. If somebody's in that chat acting stupid, boot them out for good. I am not tolerating it anymore. So, boot them out for good. So, I mean, I have final say on it, but I'll get rid of them myself. So, but no, again, Halo Storm, I made fun of the Xbox community. There's a difference in making fun. I actually have an Xbox, so I like my Xbox. I've had every iteration of Xbox, okay? But I don't have the sense of entitlement that you have. Okay, and that's the difference between me and you. That's truly the difference between me and you. Because I had the Xbox, I've had every iteration of Xbox. So I had the OG Xbox, which I don't even think you said you had, if you were being honest. So you got to kill that noise right now, a-hole. I'm serious. So the fact is that the Xbox community has that's why shout out to Next Gen 720 with BGST tonight. Didn't his whole thing about brand loyalty versus do you really think this is the best console? He's talking about entitlement. Okay, there's a sense of entitlement. So who we booting? Anybody in that chat being stupid and negative? This being, the negative stuff, that's done. I'm done with that crap. I'm not doing the console thing anymore. I will look, I've got an Xbox and I can't wait to talk about State of Decay and stuff like that. I'm still talking about Mass Effect. If you hear me talking about Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, I'm not playing that on PlayStation 4. I'm playing that on my Xbox. If you hear me talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'm not playing that on my Pro. I'm playing that on the Xbox. Okay. But those are the games that I'm playing right now on the Xbox. So, and I just talked about XCOM. Well, I'm not playing that on the PlayStation. I'm playing that on the Xbox. So, I mean, like I said, man, cut the BS, man. So I didn't say I was lying, Halo Storm. I said I thought you said that. Like I said, if I was wrong, I was wrong. So, but I've had every iteration of Xbox. So, I don't know why you get to have every iteration and then I do, but I'm wrong. That's what I'm saying. You got to kill that noise, man. I just don't have your sense of entitlement. And that's the difference between me and you. You have a sense of entitlement. So what does NPD numbers? I mean, I don't. Yeah, Savage, you're right. And I do not, if NPD comes out and you all are in the chat talking about it, I will talk about it. But I'm not going to make it a main subject line anymore because it's stupid. I mean, it's stupid. The consoles are out. Go get a second job if you want to play. Like I said, so think about it. Instead of them feeling like, oh, you know what? I prefer play on Xbox, but you know what? I love me some Spider-Man. So, and shout out to Griffin Gaming, because here's what Griffin Gaming said to do. And I'm going to give you all the same advice that are in the Xbox community complaining. Go buy a PlayStation the week that Spider-Man comes out. Go to GameStop and get a PlayStation 4, okay? Not a Pro, get a PlayStation 4. Play and beat Spider-Man, okay? Then take it back, okay? You got 6 days. GameStop gives you 6 days. So, you know, yeah, I need my Calypso organ, don't I, Brandon? GameStop gives you 6 days. So why don't you take your sorry ass up there and buy one the week when Spider-Man comes out, and just get you a basic copy of Spider-Man. Don't worry about getting all that other stuff that comes with it. Don't worry about the DLC, and just go ahead and do that. But here's why they're not talking about doing that, though. They have a sense of entitlement that says, we got 16 flops of power. Spider-Man should be over here. All right. That's what, I didn't say that. I've seen people say that, okay? I've seen people say, I've paid $500 for a console and I don't feel special. Do you know why? Because there's a sense of entitlement. There's a sense of entitlement. So, and that's the thing. Yeah, I came home from the war. Yeah, I'm done with it. I didn't know I was in it, because to me, the war ended, if it was one, in 2015 when Microsoft said, hey, look, we're putting all our stuff on PC. So, So, well, all right, fine, Halo Storm, you have a PS4. That's fine. So to the people, so that's Griffin Gaming, who's got way more subs than me. I mean, that was his advice. I'm like, yeah, that's the best advice you can give to people. Okay, go to GameStop, and give shout out to Griffin Gaming. Go to GameStop. You have 6 days to beat your game. Don't tell them you're going to beat it and take it back, because then that's corny. But that's what a lot of people are going to do. So just go ahead and do it. So, well, thank you, Princess. Did you get my direct message for your podcast tomorrow? So, because I don't get out till 7:30. So, so I'll be, if you start at 7 tomorrow, I won't be able to hop on till about 8 o'clock. Just FYI. So yeah, big shout out to Titanfall Princess for having me on her panel. So I thank you very much. So yeah, GameStop, rental, and chill. Yeah, that's so yeah, just for people to know, but the word is entitlement. That's what it's always been about. So I had it wrong. And I've always told you all, if I got something wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. I got no problem doing that. So so I got it wrong. I thought that, like I said, I just thought that, all right, they came together under this whole 1080p, 720p thing, and they're not going to back down off of that. But I was wrong. Even though that is correct, that's not what the issue has been. The issue is that Xbox to them, because it's a Microsoft product, is the better product. Therefore, they don't understand. They truly don't understand. What do I think of BioWare, Skyrim? Like, I don't know anything about that one. But again, I'm not buying another BioWare game again. I'm not doing it. So shout out to BioWare. I hope they get it together. And when they say we're going to make, like I said, if they say, like if BioWare, I take that back. Look, if BioWare came out tomorrow, and I said this, and said that through Microsoft or whatever, if Microsoft walks out on stage and says, hey, we're going to remaster the Mass Effect trilogy. We're going to remaster the Mass Effect trilogy and give it the treatment or whatever you want to call it they do on the X. I will be right back playing Mass Effect again. Right? So, so it's not that big a deal. So, yeah, big shout out to Titanfall Princess. So, good at Goodwill for Game Pass. Okay. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with my Xbox. I mean, so I don't know what else to. That's not enough. What do you mean that's not enough? So what? Me saying it's gonna have to be enough. Yeah, the word is entitlement, man. I mean, I just can't. There's nothing that word. Remember what entitlement. Now let's go back and look at what entitlement means. Okay. Remember the fact of having a right to something. That's the first thing that pops out with entitlement, okay? The amount to which a person has a right. The belief that one is inherently deserving of privilege or special treatment. That describes the Xbox fans, the reaction to Spider-Man, reaction to Horizon Zero Dawn, reaction to God of War, reaction to Detroit Become Human, reaction to MLB The Show. That's it. They actually think those games should be on Xbox because Xbox to them, forget about everything else. It doesn't matter. 1080p, 4K, dynamic 4K. Again, remember, dynamic 4K, 1800p sucks when it's on the PlayStation because the game on the X is dynamic 4K. But it sucks. But as soon as a game is 1800p on the PlayStation, the game sucks on the PlayStation. Why? Why is that? Because they have a sense of entitlement. They have a sense of privilege. So that's just it is what it is now. So, oh man, have Muppets. Nah, I think look, Microsoft is going to have a killer E3. Mm. Ah, yeah, 809. You're right. They're tripping, but so now as a content creator, that's exactly what it is. So now you're going to say, well, how do you combat this? Somebody that has a sense of entitlement, you don't say nothing to them. You don't say nothing to them. Okay. Because look, I'll make a sequel to Jade Empire. They might. I mean, 1800p 60 over 4K 30. They're both about the same. Yeah. Roughly, but well, 60. I don't care for 30 or I like 30 on my games, but everybody's different. Everybody's different. So hope they're applying some moist back. I think Microsoft honestly is going to have a good E3. They're going to show a lot of multi-plat games. They're going to show the games they have marketing rights to, which is fine. Which is fine. And you all need to get ready for that. This is if you all are still in this fanboy mentality. Instead of just saying, yeah, well, it's a multi-plat game. I can't wait to play that over, can't wait to play that on my PlayStation. Plus the exclusive. That's all you have to say. If you say anything, because I'm not going to say anything. So, Craig, every PS4 game, folks keep screaming downgrade it. But yes, random guy, but that's because they have a sense of entitlement, okay? Randall Thor is right. If Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn and MLB The Show, if those games were going to be on the Xbox, they would be doing cartwheels. He's right about that. But they don't feel like they should. Even though, again, Sony owns the IP. They don't give a damn Sony owns the IP. Who are they screaming at? They don't care that they think Insomniac should somehow magically create a Xbox version and go ahead and just put it, even though it's not it's not their game. Insomniac is not their game. That is Sony's game. Sony contracted them to do this game, but the sense of entitlement, that's what's going on. The sense of entitlement is what they're going by. That's what their podcasts are about. Now, Next Gen 720, he flipped that sense of entitlement, and now they're scrambling. Red Dragon flipped the sense of entitlement, and now they're scrambling. I mean, ask yourself a grown man question. If Red Dragon or Blue Dragon or Pete's Dragon or whatever, Grand Dragon, if they take their whatever back to the store, why do you care? Well, it's because having the Xbox, because it's more powerful, gave them a sense of entitlement, okay? And you add a sense of entitlement to a massive inferiority complex, That's the Xbox fanboy. So your GameStop releasing God of War at 9. Okay. Somebody damage control. Okay, well, that's to be expected. Okay. I mean, if you were expecting, look, if you were expecting some kind of Nuremberg trial for these Xbox fanboys, that was never going to happen. That was never going to happen. So, well, let them make excuses all they want to. So, let them make excuses all they want to. But again, you all know it's coming. So either you got a choice. Either you're going to be saying Thursday, if God of War gets great numbers or whatever, you can either say, "Wow, glad God of War got great numbers. I'm gonna probably go pick this game up to go play it," or you can be engaging with a bunch of moist ass simps, and we'll throw Entitled. We could take out. Let's just take out an entitled. We're just gonna call them a bunch of moist entitled simps, and you all can be going back and forth with them. I mean, I certainly anticipate you all being more excited about God of War because, again, the Xbox community is waiting on it to come out. And even if God of War gets an 88, which is damn good, okay? Because Horizon Zero Dawn has, an 89? So if it gets an 88 or 89, are you still, you will see them celebrating in the Xbox community, okay? Think about that. A game that gets an 88 or 89 to them is bad. Why? Because they have a sense of entitlement. Okay, so it's yeah, you can get Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, there's a lot of the same stuff in Sunset that's in Spider-Man. Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Shout out to Titanfall Princess beating Dark Soul 3. What was the name of that last person? So yeah, I'm about to head out, Brandon. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow. So moist entitled. Yeah, the MES. That's what we can start calling them, the MES, moist entitled simps. Yeah. You wish Peter Moore was in charge. He would clean. Microsoft ain't having no mess. That's the problem. Microsoft is fine. The Xbox is fine. They've got a bunch of entitled fanboys running around acting like a bunch of simps. So that's that. The problem is not the Xbox. Look, I have an Xbox X. Okay, it is a nice console. I'm telling you all, it's a nice console. But it's nothing. It's no paradigm shift. It's nothing groundbreaking. It is a nice console. It's the best Xbox I've ever owned. Okay. So, I mean, I tell people, look, if you got a good 4K TV, go ahead and get an Xbox X. I mean, just understand there's not a ton of stuff to play on it first party. Okay, you got 2 Forza games. You got a State of Decay game coming out. And again, you have to want to play your games online. Look, remember I told you all I had to reset my Xbox, okay? You know what the girl, a very good customer service agent, told me? Okay. Well, there's other people coming into the chat, Halo Storm, so and they need to understand how I'm applying entitlement. But look, I had a great chat yesterday was it yesterday? Yeah, Sunday. With the Xbox customer service lady, because remember my SSID, Xbox wasn't recognizing my my Wi-Fi, and this young lady, very nice, said, "Man, yes, it really stinks that the Xbox can't recognize that because 99% of what it does is online." So remember, if you get an Xbox X, 99% of it is online, whether that's games with Gold, EA Access, Game Pass, okay? Now, doesn't that sound like what they told you in 2013? You'd have to be online? Okay, that's what they got. I mean, again, so what they told you, what the Xbox X is, it's a more powerful console that's still applying everything that they did in 2013 that the Xbox community screamed that they didn't want. You see what I'm saying? But because it's an Xbox and because it's more powerful, it gives them a sense of entitlement. That's just reality. Okay. So all I'm saying to you guys is you need to understand that you're not going to have a lot of first party IP with Xbox, and you need to understand that before you plunk down your money. Period. I mean, I'm not running the system into the ground. So, because that's reality. Now, what I just told you, they'll say, well, you're you're talking down on the Xbox. How am I talking down if I'm telling you the truth? But they don't want, again, they don't want that. They want the sense of entitlement. So, and that's so the truth, the sense of entitlement, again, the sense of what, guys? The sense of entitlement takes, it's going to oversaturate, again, the fact of having a right to something. That's it. So apply that to Spider-Man, to everything that you've seen. All right. And you get a sense of entitlement. Hey, we should have Spider-Man 2. Just because we're on Xbox doesn't mean it should be kept away from us. Well, yeah, it's a first-party game. That's exactly why you're not going to get it on the Xbox. But the sense of entitlement, it's like, hey, look, well, I like Spider-Man 2 and I have an Xbox. Great. You still have you still have a sense of entitlement. Nobody cares that you like Spider-Man and you have an Xbox. Okay? They just don't. And so what do you hear people saying? Well, Xbox, Microsoft needs to go ahead and get a Black Panther IP or something. Like, okay, fine. That's great news. What studio are you going to give it to? All right. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and go. Yeah, you could. You could go. Microsoft could get a license from Disney to make a Black Panther video game. Okay. And they shop it to, I don't know, pick a studio, and then have that studio, I don't know, let's say Rockstar. They take it to Rockstar. They say, we want you to develop a Black Panther video game. And they say, okay. And so that's how you do it. And then, Microsoft says, okay, here's the money to make the game. They give them $70 million. Here, make our Black Panther video game. But you're going to make it exclusive to our console. That's all Sony did. That's all Sony did. Sony could make a Venom video game, and they can make it what? They would be exclusive, so, get Spawn. Okay, well, that's fine too. Yeah, we on last call right now. Yeah, it's 10:17. So, so, so yeah, get Spawn and said, you don't like that Nintendo cheaped out on the Switch's power. Well, remember, I mean, Nintendo did fine without having the most powerful console. Well, Ryan, Phil Spencer told people exactly what he was going to do, and they're doing it. So you don't like it. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Yeah, you entitlement. Yeah, Halo Storm, you can leave, my brother. It's okay. And again, I didn't have a whole lot lined up because I've been at work all day, 7A to 7P, baby. So I had no idea. So before I go, yeah, Princess maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I do if I get 1,000 subs. I probably drink. But does anybody have anything to add? What happened in the gaming news today? Any announcements? Any announcements on any system? What's happening with Microsoft? Did they announce something today? Or did Sony announce something today? Halo Storm said he's tired of the same thing over and over. So Halo Storm, what did Microsoft announce today that we can talk about real fast? What you going to call yourself next when you hit 1,000 subs? Very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. So, but again, my goal was 50 subs. So I've got 650 more people here than that are sub that I could imagine. But I understand most of my subs are comic and movie people. So inside Xboxes tomorrow. I can't then I can't talk about it till tomorrow, you numbskull. So maybe we can talk about that tomorrow. See, you see the sense of entitlement? When have I said anything negative about Xbox? Somebody name me one negative thing I said about Xbox. So, oh yeah, I did see that. PUBG is suing mobile gamers or mobile platforms or something like that for copying what they did, even though that's exactly what PUBG did. Didn't it copy other formats to get what they got? Halo Storm, fake 4K. When did I ever say fake 4K? I said so. Well, if it's I didn't look dynamic 4K and checkerboard 4K is 4K. Do you know who called it fake 4K? The Xbox community. But I've never sat here and said what have I always said about checkerboard at 4K and dynamic 4K. Hey, it's 2160p. So what else can we do? So that's not what I asked you. So fake 4K looks amazing. Yeah, it looks fine to me. So it's just not native. I mean, so yeah. So don't be mad at that pro. Well, you see what he's doing. He can't name. He said I shit it all over the Xbox. I want him to name me a point where I shit it all over the Xbox. And he can't. But he has a sense of entitlement and he thinks I should be here praising the Xbox when I specifically said, what did I say? I'm still playing Mass Effect on my Xbox. I'm still playing Lara Croft Tomb Raider on my Xbox. I specifically said if Xbox came out and said that they're going to remaster all the Mass Effects, I'll be playing it again on Xbox. So he's going to have to, just, do better, man. So, no, I didn't shit on Xbox. Xbox One S ran Wolfenstein at 800p. That's a fact. How is that shitting on the console? Okay. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. Well, now, Kevin Kendall, that's a matter of opinion, okay? You gotta, separate your opinion from the fact. Somebody may think that Forza 7 is better than Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, I'm not, one man's jump, another man's treasure. So, yeah, 800p, you know what else is 800p Halo Storm? You know what else is? Wasn't there a game called The Order 1886? That was 1800. That was 800p. So, good grief, I'm making fun of Xbox's resolution. No, again, I reported what Digital Foundry said, Halo Storm. There's a difference. All I did was report what Digital Foundry said because nobody else in the Xbox community was talking about it. All they were talking about was the X. You need to understand the Xbox One S is selling more than the Xbox One X, period. It's your leading platform, and you all aren't talking about it. So I did not. And you're not, you're changing the subject. You're changing the subject. You said I shitted on the Xbox tonight. You need to give me an example of when I did that and not talk about Wolfenstein 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So, shout out to Tim Dog too, because it's like one of his favorite games. So, and I said I prefer Wolfenstein to Call of Duty. Damn. So, oh man. So, I'm laughing. I don't. Yeah, Xbox is a good console. Yeah, mine is fine. So. Yeah. All he did was prove exactly what I said was right. So PS4 exclusives are better. Are you meaning like they score higher? If you have something to back that up, that's fine. But I mean, I get it, man. It's your opinion, random guy. I'm not knocking your opinion. So but I'm just saying there's people who think Forza 7 is better than Gran Turismo. I mean, I'm not saying and they're not wrong. Okay, this is their opinion. Yeah, 1920 is that by 820 for the order. Yeah, and the order is a great looking game. So, so Wolfenstein 2 is that? Yeah, the order. Yeah, the order still looks great. So score, sell, quality of the game. Well, sales. Okay, if you want to say that PlayStation sells more, that's true. Score, yeah, that's quantified. Quality, see, that's debatable. But sales and score, yeah, those are quantified things. Yeah, I agree with that. Visuals, bases, what's the best looking gen and what's the best looking game that I've seen this gen? Um, that's a great question, actually. The best looking game I've seen this gen is a tie between Horizon Zero Dawn and the Rise of the Tomb Raider on the X. Those games are both. If you just talk about looks, those games are the best looking games I've seen. So Forza 7 looks really good. So does Gran Turismo. Mass Effect Andromeda looks very good. I mean, there's a lot of great looking games. What you call it? Mario. The Mario game looks really good on the Switch. So you say Sony is better because they have more content. No, I said that the game that has the more content is the better version of the game. That's my opinion, Halo Storm. So slightly betterish graphics. But Forza has 8 times more content. No, I said GT Sport is a better simulation of racing. That's according to Car and Driver, okay? So the graphics thing is debatable. I just sat here and said that with a random guy, okay? Graphics are debatable. The 2 games I named, somebody could say, oh, you know what? They thought Which Color looked real good. They thought The Order 1886 looked better than that. They thought Which Color was a very good looking game too. Shoot Fire, Titanfall 2. That was a great looking game. So Lost Legacy, yeah, another great looking game. Uncharted 4, yes, a great looking game. Great story too. So Horizon Zero Dawn and Lost Legacy for you. Okay. Digital Foundry said the car models are better on GT Sport. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I mean it's yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, with Halo Storm is that he acts like Digital Foundry didn't say that. So yeah, and again, Forza's AI just flat ain't that good. It's not as good as the driving AI on a GT Sport. But I mean, again, like I said, it's one man's junk, another man's treasure. So yeah, Lost Legacy is a very good looking game. So I've not played one soupy looking game. Well, no, that Shadow of War, is that what it's called? Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War? That did look like trash. I mean, so I don't blame people. I mean, it did. It looked like trash. So they, you know, yeah, Order 1886. Yeah, that's a great looking game. Yeah. That's why you keep hearing people say they want a sequel to it. So Forza's AI is way better. Actually, no, it's not Halo Storm. I can drive like a madman on Forza 7. and on Forza Motors and for Forza Horizon. But again, Forza Horizon is a design for me to do that. But I should not be able to do the things I do on Forza at all driving. And I can't on Gran Turismo because they penalize you for doing what I do on Forza. So that's how I know Forza is a better racing game. But it's not that big a deal. They're both good games. And they're both better than Project Cars 2, which is garbage. Garbage. So yeah, but the thing, Honey Hot Sauce, is that I've not sat here and said anything negative about the Xbox at all. So I've said if you buy it, like it's understand their ecosystem does not have a whole lot of first party IP, and that's just reality. So, and again, I didn't pay full price for mine. I got a deal. A big shout out to J-Dub City. So I got, so for me, I'm fine on it. It's doing exactly what they said it was going to do. It runs very quiet. I've ran that thing for 6 hours. So Forza tracks each player's individual driving style, and when you play the game, yeah, that's true, it does. So, but it doesn't adjust. Okay, that's the difference. It does track your driving style, and it does lock it in. It does not adjust. The Gran Turismo AI is adjusting to what I'm doing, and they're not going to let me. They'll try to box me in. They'll try to they'll almost try to pitch you sometimes. So it's just a reality. It's not bad. I mean, damn, you're you're getting all up for nothing. Yeah, and again, understand they believe Xbox is better because it's by Microsoft. Okay, so and again, they feel like they should have all the games. So where's OBJ? Oh, I do not know. I do not know. I do play GT Sport. Stop it. Stop it. So I'm gonna get more into it hopefully over the summer. So but man, it's 10:30. I didn't expect to be here this long. But guys, look, I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. I do appreciate you all coming by and appreciate the subs, appreciate the questions. Thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't ever think I would get 700 subs. So yeah, nobody's cynical towards Xbox, and MBG is a goddamn hypocrite because he wanted to put Nintendo and PlayStation stuff on his channel to expand his channel. And do you know who bitched and moaned about it, Halo Storm? The Xbox people. So get the F out of here with that BS. I mean, so but shout out to MBG because he's giving you exactly what you all want. Hey, look, we're going to start bitching. I mean, people actually threatened to leave his channel because he wanted to expand his channel. I've never seen a community like that before. That's you can go back in his timeline on his videos and you'll find out that's exactly what he said. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to get on up out of here. Dude, I'm getting out of here, man. So, but I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you all for the subs. Thank you for your time. And I, very, very big dap, chest bump, whatever you want to do. The back-to-back thing, just, high five, low five, however you want to do it, man. Thanks again. And yeah, go get your Infinity War tickets, man. We're going to be talking about that in a couple weeks, I hope. So take it easy, guys. I appreciate you all being here. This has been Craig Harris, the harbinger of truth, because sometimes you have to direct things personally. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.